Got it going on. All right. This is Saturday session with the EduSoulmates. And we are going to talk about Canvas today, all things Canvas.
I'm so excited.
All right, let me share my screen. Where there it goes. I didn't make it big enough. All right. So, can you see me?
I can see you.
I'm going to teach you about Canvas. Well, I know Samantha already knows a lot about Canvas, but she's going to be my little student today.
Yay.
All right. So, we're going to talk about your dashboard, notifications, pages, collaborations, conferences, and some feature options that are really awesome in Canvas. And I started this really lovely presentation and didn't get finished. So I'm gonna leave that little sucker right there so we have that to go off of.
I think we just need to dive right in.
I think so too. So
look at your pretty
dashboard. I know. And so teachers ask me to help them with stuff and their stuff winds up on my page. So if I want to remove it so that I don't see it, I can click on the hot dog. I've also heard it called a snowman recently. I thought that was a cute one. So we head into winter. So you can click unfavorite and then remove this from your dashboard and submit. Now you don't have to see other people's courses if you're somebody that helps people out a lot. So I can see all the courses I teach, plus my FBLA course. Down here, I can see anything that's not published. So when I'm at the beginning of a new semester and I have not published my course, this is where it shows up. Over here on the right-hand side, this is my daunting to-do list of over 18 tasks. Lots of grading to get done. And then down here at the bottom is coming up. So this is everything else that I have coming up. So some things that are like alphas or pluses and deltas about the dashboard is this is how it looks for us. This is not how it looks for our kids now, or at least in my district. In my district, they get this streamlined to-do list. And every time a teacher makes an announcement, it pops it to the top and pushes everything else down.
Now, I think that's a district level choice because my middle school boys use Canvas in Duplin County and theirs still looks like this.
Okay.
So I think that's a district setting that they can change.
This is so much better in my opinion. I think there might be a way we can turn it off and we'll look at that in just a second. But something that my kids have learned to is clicking on view calendar. I make all of my assignments due on Fridays. So I give it to them on Mondays, it's due on Fridays, and I give them a pacing guide of how they should complete it throughout the week. So they can click on calendar, and one of my classes, I got fed up with them always asking on Sunday night for me to open it back up. So I said, fine, everything's always due on Sundays then. And after Sundays, it's late. So that's why you kind of see some things out here like this. Students can turn on and off their classes by clicking on these lovely dots. So then it makes it even more cluttered or less cluttered.
It works very similar to Google Calendar in that way.
Right.
Okay.
And as they submit it, it crosses it off.
Snazzy.
Which is amazing because these kids don't understand that they need to go cross things off when they finish it and make themselves a to-do list. So I love it for that. Next.
I am the to-do list queen. So yeah, I like that it crosses it off.
Yeah, I actually, so because I'm a Google junkie, I use Google Keep, where I make all my to-do lists on Google Keep, and then I can share it with my husband. And then when he's done, he puts the check mark and I can see if he's checked it off. And then I can check behind him because I'm a control freak. Over here is the inbox, and I have a lot of emails out there, so I'm not going to go into it because I've got some emails from students and that sensitive information I'm trying to protect because it's about their grades. But that's really a good feature because they can message you right from there. They don't ever have to know your email address, so there can never be a question of, I didn't know I didn't know your email address, so I couldn't contact you. Well, you can contact me right there in Canvas, friend.
In North Carolina Virtual, we are instructed not to give students our email address in the co-teaching model. Now, that may be different for other programs, but with the OCS kids, they don't have my email address. The only way that they can contact me is through the inbox.
Well, and that's probably smart because some districts have it set so that other districts can't email that district. So that's probably really smart. So the next thing that we're going to go to is notifications. I had to have this for myself or else I'd forget. My brain doesn't work anymore. The baby ate it. So we click on account and we click on notifications. And this is like a day one with your kids, something you should do.
Yes, I totally agree.
Although I guess my district got busy this weekend and changed some things because this doesn't look the same as it looked last week.
It happens.
Story of my life. So, okay, due dates. If you come over here to where this little lovely guy is at, you can actually change how you receive due dates, notification emails. You can click and change how you receive grading policies and all of that. Grading down here includes scores when alerting about grades. If your email is not an institution email, this means sensitive content information will be sent outside. You can turn that on so students get an email when they get a grade.
As a parent user of Canvas as well, I will say the notification settings for parents is exactly like this. And I adore that grading email. And I have mine and my parent one switched on so it gives me the grade in the email. I don't ever have to go back into Canvas to see what it was.
There you go. And then you can also turn on, all the different things and you can choose. Do you want a daily summary? So I get a daily summary of things that are turned in on due dates. I get a daily or a weekly for that. Because they send it to me once a week and I don't care if they turn it in throughout the week. Friday's the day I grade. Friday's their due date. And so then submission comment though, I get that daily because I want to know if a kid has a problem that day. And then discussion post, again, because I'm a control freak and I want to keep up on their discussion post, that is why I go ahead and have that turned on for daily. And then conversations, I have those immediately because I want to know immediately. And so on and so forth. So that's just where we do that there. But go ahead day one with your kids, get your kids to pull this up in class and get them to fix this because otherwise they're going to get 50 million emails and they're going to get stressed out because their email inbox is going to get clogged. So I wanted to share that lovely tidbit of information there. Another thing that I love as a teacher is Pages, and I'm going to pull up Pages. I'm going to use my honors class to show you Pages. So I set up my homepage using Pages, but you can set up different pages in here as well. So for instance, I have a page set up for final exam review for my students, and they can go and pull all the different test questions right there. And then I also have study links all hyperlinked right there.
Nice.
So go and do that. And this will copy over next semester.
So you don't utilize modules, you use Pages.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do use modules, and I can show you that in just a second. But I use Pages for for the big chunky things. Final exam review is one. Their honors project is another one, because it's literally going to have the slideshow on it. Because that's not necessarily the assignment, that's just the project overview. So I use it more for the big chunky things like that. Certification content things.
Yeah.
Things that I've been now told that apparently that's what announcements are supposed to be for. But for me, an announcement is a daily thing.
Yeah.
So everybody has different opinions on that. So let me show you modules really quick before we head to collaborations. And this is just how I set it up. You'll see that I actually have my modules hidden because I'm okay if my kids work ahead, but I have kids that would go ahead and do the whole semester in 3 weeks. So I either have to have my modules turned off or I have to have it hidden so they can't see it. So I have my modules set up so that when they come into it, if I click edit, you see that there's a prerequisite for this module for lesson 4. They had to have completed lesson 3. And then in order to have completed lesson 3, they had to have completed lesson 3 quiz and notes. And so in order to be able to move on to lesson 5, they have to complete lesson 4 quiz and notes. And I can even set it that on the quiz, they have to score at least a certain point and they have to go retake it until they score that. In COVID times, I don't do that because, yeah, we'd be here all day. But I allow open note quizzes. So I'm only going to allow them one attempt because they should make 100 the first attempt because it's open note. If I didn't allow open note, then yeah, I might allow reattempts and have them do it until they make a proficient score. So have you ever used the collaborations feature, Sam?
I have used it as a teacher. We don't use that piece with the ICS students in NCVPS. We have done it some with like our peer teachers.
Okay.
So I'm not super familiar with it.
I really like it because I can come in here and I can choose, do I want to document a spreadsheet or a presentation? And I can choose who I want that to go with. I don't know why it's got errors right now. That's just life during COVID. There's always an error somewhere. But anyway, it is what it is. But there's a way right here. Actually, let me go pull up my CompTIA kids. They did it. And I feel like I can show you without.
So would this be like a group project?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And why are my collaborations not showing up at all? We did one. Okay, let me go find it because I really want to show you because this is really cool. And now, of course, I won't find it. OS and Chief, that was it. No. Okay, that's gonna drive me nuts now that I can't. So what it did was it pulled up a Google Doc. My kids could work together on that and do everything together. Well, there it is, OS and Chief. Okay. So it also made a group right here for me for the group. And when I come here, it says visit group homepage. And I can actually go see that group. I can make an announcement out there for them if I want to.
Just for them.
Right. And they can make their own pages. So it's kind of like Wiki used to be. Well, cool. We used to have the Wiki pages or whatever. They could have a discussion board that's just them. They could put files that's just them. We could schedule a conference, which I'll show you guys conferences in just a few minutes. And then collaborations, and I'm so mad that collaborations is not working right. They had a collaboration out there and it's gonna drive me nuts now. It's because they changed our LTI feature. Canvas and I are long lost lovers, but we also have fights.
Like any good couple.
Any good couple. All right, so I'll have to keep hashing that one out with Canvas. But the conferences feature is also a favorite. And it looks really cool. And I'm going to use one of my OCS babies to show you conferences because she'll never know the difference. She doesn't go that deep into Canvas to know if I did something. Okay. So if I click on plus conferences right here and I say today's lesson, and I say it's going to be 60 minutes and I want to record it, and I can put a description right here and I can choose to invite her or not. And then I can choose to remove all course observer members. So if I have a parent that's a course observer, if I don't remove them, they can see it, which is not a bad thing. Like I don't mind if a parent sees it. Then I can come here and I click on today's lesson. I click start. And if I had notified her of this, she would be able to come right here and see this. And so now it's going to do an echo test. And it looks like Zoom.
Cool.
Does it still have my audio going? I can't tell. Okay. So it allows me to share notes. It has a public chat. Down here, I can do a poll. I can upload a presentation, or I can share an external video, which is great. But it's a Zoom within Canvas.
Nice.
Which I love. You don't have to worry about students coming in that aren't in your class. You have a whiteboard that you can turn on and turn off. You can hide the presentation. You can make it full screen. You can turn on different settings for animations. You can have audio alerts, all that jazz. You can turn on data savings if you need to. So just so many cool little features in here. There's a draw together. The multi-user whiteboard is apparently a really cool feature that other people have told me about. So like, here's a line. Where's the center of this line? You know, math teachers. It's perfect for a math teacher because you can create the visual right there, and it has all these pre-built tools.
Neat.
Yeah, that's one that I'm excited. I'm teaching a finance class next semester, and I'm really excited to use this. All right, so then when I'm done, I'm going to end my meeting, and I get a gold star. That's that. And then one of my new things that I've recently learned a lot about, because my district's enabled a lot more, is this feature options. So down in settings, if you come over here to feature options, this is where you can turn different things on. So rich content editor auto save, if you have rich content editor. I know Sam and I've talked about the Canvas elementary theming, and you're using that with your STEAM kids, right?
I wanted to use that with my STEAM kids. This has not been enabled in my district yet.
Yeah.
I did bring it up to county office people that I knew that it existed, in the hopes that maybe somebody would switch it on, but it hasn't happened yet.
Another thing is moderated grading. So and anonymous grading. I don't really use anything that would need that, so I've not played around with those tools. But these new course and user analytics, they're really cool, actually. So if you've not played around with them, I definitely encourage you to. It'll show you how long a student's been in the course, what they've been doing, and it just gives you more graphic data about your students' participation in your course. So this is exceptionally good if you have a mama that is like, my baby's always in your course, and I can say your baby's logged 3 hours and 7 weeks. Which I had to have that conversation.
Is that also the feature now that will show the log, like when they take a quiz, it'll show the log? Do you have to have that turned on for that and do that, or is that separate?
That's under new quizzes.
Okay.
Yep. Let me see if I can get into a new quiz really quickly where I'm not compromising a kid's integrity, like their information. We just did a test recently. Actually, I'm going to go a different route. How can I get there? I have a kid I know did really well on his test. I just want to get to just his. So I can also click on quiz statistics if you've not done this before, and see what my kids did really well on. My average score kind of gives you an indication of the class. The high score, low score, all that jazz. But I want to find, nope. Okay. I wanted to be able to pull back just the one kid.
Well, that's really, that right there, I've not seen that. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then you can really dig into the data and see where the trouble spots are.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's some good stuff there. All right, let me go back and grab. I'm gonna hop in really quick on this one kid. moderate. Yeah, that's what I want. Just ignore all the other kids' grades and let me get this one kid. Cancel. All right, so right here is a student, and if I click view log right there, I can see everything he did at the time he did it. So actually on the test, I had 3 kids cheating, and I could tell, and you could see each kid answer the same question at the same exact time.
Huh.
So, and they have the same answers. So, but yeah, that's a really cool feature. I like that a lot.
That's neat.
It does not yet lock them in. There is the ability to do that. My district just doesn't have it turned on yet.
Like a secure test browser.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So those are kind of some of my favorite features in Canvas. Like I was mentioning with announcements, I'm a huge advocate of doing announcements whatever way works for you. I do mine kind of how you do your
my agenda, my daily agenda
for the week. Yeah. So because we're face-to-face and distance learning and we're not a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, really, truly, basically it's my kids, I'm expecting them to get this done while they're at home and this done while they're at school.
Gotcha.
And so I give them things at school that I feel like they might need my help for, or they need my desktops for, and I give them things at home that they can do without me. So, and then these are lovely daily check-ins that they get to do every day that say, how was your day? So,
Right.
That is my lovely Canvas dive-in.
I like that. That was pretty cool.
Thanks.
Taught me some stuff that I didn't know that I've not used. Now I want to go play in Canvas.
All right.
Right. Well, thanks for joining us today for our little dive into Canvas. And as Jen said, she is the Canvas queen. And I also am a pretty heavy Canvas user. So if you have questions about Canvas, please let us know, because if we don't know the answer, we will find the answer for you, because between the two of us have a wide variety of Canvas experience.
Absolutely. Have a great Saturday, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Your screen sharing is paused.